alive and alive. More like... I think my voice is a bit... Is my voice a bit low? Hang on. Let me double check that. Oh, dearie me. Yeah. Voice is a bit low. Okay, I got DVR off at least. I have no idea why DVR keeps turning on, even though I've told YouTube many times that I do not want it on. Really bad for me. Okay, so let's add the torso first. I just want to see the pose. Shoulder. Sorry, I got turns on. There's something stuck in my tooth again. Okay, so it's I think if we're lucky, we'll be able to at least do the rough line art for today. I'm not too sure we'll be able to do that. I'm confident we could do something like that, at least. So, I'm very likely to cut the stream early. Unless the, oh no. I wonder... I was asking somebody for something earlier, but looks like they're already busy now. So, very likely, if things go south, I might have to definitely cut the stream earlier than I thought. So, for the time being, let's just go ahead and draw. I'm really worried that I'm getting a bigger backlog because of me starting all these extra projects, and then there's all the other stuff I'm asking from other streamers that I know. Just me being very slow in responding and all that stuff because of certain differences on my end. Seriously, I just noticed that this one is mostly connected via magic or some such because there's no joint connection at all. Do I want to follow that? I guess I should. Sorry if if I go silent again. I tend to go a little too focused in drawing, and I forget to talk about stuff. Not like there's much to talk about, really. Sun still shines, shining a little brighter now. Mornings are starting to get really hot, and mid-mornings have become very, very wet. Wet and humid, really. It is almost spring in most parts and somewhere elsewhere. don't know which is which anymore because they're equally hot. I've been seeing reports of things going up in the high 90s, almost going into the 120s actually, and I'm feeling... Are we still on Earth? Are we still the third planet from the Sun? Why are our temperatures getting into Venus levels of hot? I mean, yeah, we got the global warming issue, but this is excessive, man. Oh, too much for comfort. Okay, maybe I put the right hand a little too close or too long. Ugh. Not too big. What's going on? Huh? Oh. I want as much as possible to present the K9 Ripper in this one, since I'm honestly very terrible with magic circles, so any idle energy based attacks will not be drawn by me. Absolutely awful at that, sorry. Very, very much sorry. So I'm going for the more practical K9 Ripper attack. Of course, since we're only basing stuff on the in-game representation, which isn't exactly the highest, the most detailed of stuff, there is a lot of there's going to be a lot of guessing on this one, so definitely not good with that. There. Let me find something real quick. There's gotta be something else I can use here. There's definitely gonna be a change of length in arms here. I don't remember something about the designs. Ooh, that could work. Hang on. Let me just delete this part right here. Where's digital? Probably have to adjust the head later. Definitely have to adjust a lot of these things though. So basically the unit, the lily line. Wait, was it the lily line? Hang on. I've only been away from the game for 1 month and 1 week rather, and I totally forgot how it's named. It's not gonna show up on stream, is it? It's not gonna show up on stream. Hang on. Let me just check the name. See, this would have been a good time to have the this would have been a good time to have a library option at the homepage, like other SRW titles. Oh, it's Livy Bell, not Lily Bell. Oh. Dang it, I missed. Totally forgot the Livy Bell was a thing. Okay, back to drawing. Now, the thing I'm worried about is gone. I'm gonna have to delete this again. Sorry, if this is your first time seeing me doing a drawing stream, this is very normal. I get caught up on the most minor of details, and that extends my drawing time to astronomically long periods. There's gotta be something else we can use here. I get action shots, come on, give me good action shots I can take advantage of. There's that, but I've already used that. Ooh, right. Anyway, yeah, that should be better. that wasn't a good idea. Doesn't seem right. I feel like I made some mistakes here. Like that. Then at the back. Oh, wrong window! Sorry about that. No, wrong window again! Hang on, let me double check again. I think I need to make the legs a bit more aggressively posed. Oh, now I remember it. I kind of did the same with Muna's pose, like from last year. Probably make the legs a bit more aggressive by okay. Dang it. Hang on a second. Give me just 1 second, alright? Nope, sorry about that. I'm just checking on somebody, but they seem to be busy right now, so I don't think they saw my reply yet. Scrub! Scrub on me! This, my friends, is why you need, if you're going to be streaming on a day, you have to have had a good amount of sleep. I've had very fitful sleep over the past few days because of the weather, and it has been extremely difficult for me to focus. Maybe I need a bit more of a longer time for a reset, which I don't think is good, especially when I'm already getting some decent momentum in. Oh, even more aggressive angling, okay. Did I get that right? I guess I did. I hope I did. Assuming it does look like this. Oh right, I need to make the right leg also a bit more aggressively angled. So that was what was confusing. And it's a little too aggressive. I'll fix it in the main line. If you're wondering why it's, I don't know if you can hear it right now, but it's very, very, very noisy outside. Because apparently there's a local pickup game with a barker and all that. I have no idea why. I don't think I can complain anybody from the council, the town council about the noise, but okay, that's a little too aggressive, making it look more like she's doing it. Right, a kick. Yeah, something like this would work maybe. probably have to adjust it a bit more so that it'll be a bit more aligned, so give it some more space so they can draw the canine cutter later. Canine ripper, rather. And Neil will be over here, Foops is over on this side. So Foops will be looking down here, probably giggling her butt off, because Neo is currently panicking. This looks like garbo. Come on. Organ occurred. I can't be here. It's not there either. I'm starting to get really what do you call it? Really irrationally worried. I keep checking my notes just in case nobody dropped the line. I know streamer mode means you don't see any notifications from your Discord for your safety, of course, but it just makes it a bit more scary when you try and check and see if your Discord didn't have any notifications. Sorry about that. Anyway, back to this one. So the idea here is that Foobs is pretty much just trying not to laugh her butt off, reacting to Mio panicking, while using the K9 Ripper. So that's Foobs over here looking down in the cut, like fourth wall breaking cut-in style from the old days of anime. Which I don't think I see anymore, but that's because I don't watch a lot of modern anime, if that makes sense. I don't even know if they do it in the more comedic, like, more comedic scenes of G-Clucks. I feel like they didn't. But it was one of the funny things, like, one of the common visual gags in the olden days of anime, where there would be like some sort of screen cut in showing like one of the characters doing some sort of thought thing, or probably like a focus on said character while they're saying a line of theirs, and then on the other side there's going to be a character who could either be responding to them or not related, and then the original character cut in shows up, and then they jump from their balloon. Yeah, let's call it their balloon, and then goes over to the other and either does slapstick violence on them or otherwise. And I think it was really common back in the day, especially when showing scenes where it was a case of cases of remote communication, either by telephone or video, webcam stuff, and it always led to comedic instances something here I can use. Come on, come on, come on. No, not that one, not that one. Okay, I think we can go with that. Okay, that's a go. So basically we'll have Foobs like holding her hand, or rather holding her finger, trying to pull away a tear from laughing. Yeah, pulling away a tear she got from laughing. Definitely a lot of stuff to be fixing here. This is just how it kind of looks afterwards. I've been away from drawing for quite a while that I totally forgot how I even do this in rough mode. This is sad. Very, very sad. Gotta be something like... we call it emphasis lines there, showing that Foobs is laughing. Put Mio here. People do this or something else. Something like that, yes. Something like... There's Mio flailing her hands around because she has no idea what she's, if she's getting the, or rather, it's not that she doesn't have any idea, it's just she's panicking, but there's so many targets to deal with, so I guess it kind of looks like this. Let's drop this line a bit. Gonna have to make Foobs a bit larger, so she sits here. Hang on. Notification, please tell me it's here. No, they're still not replying. This is not good. Maybe I should have sent the reply message like 10 or 30 minutes before I started the stream so they could have seen it. It's too late now. Oh, shoot, wrong layer again. Every single time. To be honest, I haven't drawn a mecha in a long time. I used to draw them a lot when I was in elementary and high school. I even had, well, admittedly they're mostly mobile suits, and I already had a for how I should do them, but ever since I started getting into, ever since I started college and getting into work, I kind of forgot how that works anymore, which is very, very bad. I think this is a good time as any to do the actual line. The line after the Livyville, which includes that the forehead camera. You can even call it a forehead camera. This one, I think I'm gonna need some straight lines. No, it's diamond. I do miss drawing mobile suits. At least back in the day, I could draw my own stuff because, admittedly, there was a time that I went into my Toonie phase. I drew all of these fancy stuff. Well, at least fancy for 14-year-old me, I think. And I thought I made them the most overpowered stuff ever. The kind of stuff children would brag and brag in playgrounds about, like, my unit can go 15 times the speed of sound with just its boosters. That kind of thing, like, my unit has an interdimensional beam cannon. It has unlimited power, so you can take it from here to the edge of your universe, and you don't run out of power at all. That kind of thing. And then I look back at it now, at least from what I can remember, I'm like, man, these units are very impractical. How are you supposed to carry this much ordnance without, having takeoff issues, even in space? Or like, how exactly do you expect to provide extra maneuverability in the microgravity environment? This guy doesn't even have boosters, doesn't even have attitude thrusters or... Oh, it's... Was that how it worked? Oh, because it's flat. It's too long. Well, it is very high, so I guess that's a given. wrong. Very wrong. Let's adjust that later. Wait, I just have to. Nah. Man, I suck at drawing mecha these days. In the old days, I'd just draw all the straight lines and I'd be on the foot by now. It's just not the same when you're... I haven't done this thing in years. Okay, check, let's see if they're here. Nope, doesn't look like there's anything there. But yeah, this is bad. This is real bad. Okay, let's clean that up. It's definitely not circle. There's not a lot of round parts on the Livy mill. At least based on the model. Well, most of them are. There are some round parts, but they're on segments that you wouldn't expect to be round. Like here on this shoulder. I'm not sure if that's just for ornamentation or if that's actually an orb that provides attitude control. Like some sort of magical ion thruster or something. Vernier maybe? Magic powered verniers? Is that even a thing? I mean, we do have something like that in Fantasy Maiden Wars, but this is a different place entirely, so... I miss playing Fantasy Maiden Wars! It's been a while since I touched that game series. I don't remember finishing the second one. The first, I had a lot of trouble with the Marissa route. Though I'm pretty sure she has better accuracy compared to Reimu. At least by base stats alone. Definitely not round. Hang on a second. Let me just grab something real quick. mix-up. Something fell off the back of my room, and I had to adjust that. I'll be honest with you. I feel like I've been having a hard time getting back into drawing recently. Not something I'd like to admit, and it is very embarrassing, especially since I started the stream to address the issue of me burning out from drawing, but there's nothing there. Yep, they're not there anymore. Cripes, I think they went to sleep. This is on me for not paying attention to it. It's now weighing on me. I hate it. I can't focus on the stream if I'm worried about something else entirely. Just to get these worries off of my mind, I'm just gonna focus on drawing, then probably react to stuff I see. Probably reply to messages if they come, but I don't think they're gonna come anyway. So I don't know how to market myself and all that. Well, I can't help it. I'm really not into social media as I was back, like, I don't know, 15 years ago maybe? What time was that 15 years ago? Oh yeah, that works. Around probably 15 years ago, I was super into social media. Then it kinda cooled down probably around 3 years after that. Then 10 years prior, I think, pretty much stopped paying that much attention to social media altogether. Probably didn't come back to it until around the start of the pandemic, and even then it's, well, not the start, probably around the second act of the pandemic maybe, before it really peaked. And even then, it was only to follow some of the seiyus and like most of them seiyus, main artists, fan artists, and VTubers that I liked. I don't think I have any close relations on social media connections anymore. By close relations, I mean relatives. We just for private stuff. But I do remember back then I did have it as a backup comp device just in case I had trouble and I needed to contact somebody. And it's oftentimes much more reliable than just contact them on my phone. And that's saying a lot. Nowadays, though, I barely show up on social media. I am also basically very guilty of not rolling. Man, I made the Lady Bell look a lot more angry than it should be, because it looks like a bit neutral here and a bit cool, and the way it's angled here, it kind of looks like he's very bleeding pissed. Understandable, when you're drawing him like this, I don't think he wouldn't be angry. It's a little too sharp. Needs to be a bit rounder. Cripes, I totally forgot how to make the iconic Gundam chin, the red chin. I used to do that effectively back in the day. Cripes, this is gonna be a bit of a pain. Square-ish on top already. so that's what they did on this one instead. I need to double check. How did I do it back in the day? Oh. Right, like that. I totally forgot. Honestly, I honestly feel sorry for whoever is checking me out right now because... Good lord. You know, I've been trying as much as possible to make the lines much cleaner, like seeing how do you see the lines here for these models. But every single time I fail, even with a stabilizer on, and I feel like maybe I'm really just not built for clean line drawing. Maybe I should just stick to what I do best. Although, it probably won't stand up. Just me. there's like segmentation here. I didn't notice that before. Is that even correct? Probably have to increase the height of that. Definitely gonna have to do a lot of resizing after this. Nah, that's not how it works. Just a little bit of the lines there. Ooh, I think I'm starting to see some more shapes here. Just gonna have to move the light a bit. Probably have to move this face a bit further up then. Okay, now that looks a bit more believable. Yes, yes. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Where were we? Actually, this is not good. That fitful sleep thing is still affecting me. Okay, that's probably a sign that I should call it soon. Probably way earlier than I usually do. That would unfortunately mean that I'll have to end this in a very disadvantageous position. I used to be able to do this in just one run. I'm so rusty on drawing these. That doesn't seem right. Now, how exactly are those? I wonder how exactly those segments on the left are. Neck and neck muscles, maybe. This is a bit concerning because there's not really a lot of detail and I don't have anything else to go on besides the models. And, well, you know how the model details are on. The model details are on the game, or in the game rather. Back on the rocks, baby. Hang on. Yeah. look like there's... Oh, hang on a second. Dang it. Well, as much as I'd like to continue, I think I will have to call it in for tonight. I have to do something else that just suddenly showed up, so I'll have to prioritize that. Sorry for that. It is a bit of a late start and a bit of a late run. I will do a longer stream tomorrow, that's for sure. We're gonna be running our in-between, which is Super Holo Wars, maybe. Either we continue the Super Holo Wars run, or we continue the post-game for Super Robot Wars 30. I do have a stream already planned for tomorrow, but it's probably still up in the air whether or not we're gonna follow through with that. So, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Might change at the last minute, to keep an ear out on that. Nonetheless, thank you so much for dropping by. I am so sorry that it did start late and that we didn't get much in terms of progress, but at least we have an idea about what we're going to do with the Lilyvine and its pilot. So maybe after we knock down a few rounds in either Super Holo Wars or Super Robot Wars 30, we'll be able to do something about this freaking drawing block that's been affecting me for weeks. And I hope when that's gone, you'll be there to watch as well. Anyway, if you got any complaints and violent reactions, I'm sure you do. I'm expecting them to show up. Please drop me a line on my Twitter or my Pixiv. I know I don't reply as much since I don't really go on the socials that much, but I will try as much as possible to get back to you. If you got a hankering for older streams that are still here on the YouTube VOD list, or have originally were on Twitch only and have expired there already, you can check the VOD archive linked in the About tab of my profile page on Twitch, and searchable on YouTube under the same username, Lurk at Work. That's work with a U instead of an O. By the way, if you're currently checking the VOD, thanks for dropping by. Sorry that it was short. It was fairly useless, I have to say. We only managed to get the head out before I have to go and finish this thing first. Really don't want to, but well, that's where we're going. Hopefully you can catch us live at a better time with better streams and better stuff to do. But if you're unable to do so because of your own circumstances, that very much is fine. At least you got your eyes on this stream. Hopefully next time we can chat and you can catch the stream live, or you can always check everything else on the channel that might be more interesting to you. Hopefully there is something there. Speaking of the channel, if you got a friend who might be interested in the stuff I stream, or who just wants to complain about PNG streamers in general, I would be grateful if you can share my channel with them. Twitch.tv/lurk@work. That's all from me for now. Lurk at Work is now RTB and going to face this thing on his own. But if you're still in the mood for something a bit more enjoyable to watch, I can send you over to Atyatepe. He's currently doing a rather unique first-person shooter experience that might be interesting for you. And, well, I hope you enjoy that instead. As for me, Lurk at Work again is RTB. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Good night for those who are heading out, and stand by for those who are about to be sent over.